Hello everyone, welcome to this series on literary terms and literary theory. If you want to study the notes and MCQs related to this term, you can click the link given in the description. We are also going to start our online and offline classes for UGC NET for English literature very soon. So stay connected with us. In this video, we will discuss the term conventions. Conventions in literature, derived from the Latin term coming together, serve as indispensable tools for artists to communicate effectively with their audience and navigate the challenges of representing reality in a particular artistic medium. These conventions facilitate a tacit agreement between the author and the readers, allowing for a seamless understanding and immersion in the literary work. This video delves into the multiple senses of conventions in literature, including their role as artistic devices, their recurrent features, and their impact on shaping literary works. Conventions as artistic devices. In one sense, conventions are necessary and convenient devices utilized by authors to overcome the challenges of representing reality within a particular artistic medium. For instance, in modern production of a Shakespearean play, the audience readily accepts the convention by which a proscenium stage represents a room with 4 walls, even though it has only 3. Similarly, the convention of characters speaking in blank verse and expressing their private thoughts through soliloquies and asides provides a plausible means for communicating the inner workings of a protagonist's mind. These conventions enable the audience to grasp the unfolding narrative and immerse themselves in the world created by the author. Conventions as recurring features. Another aspect of conventions in literature involves their recurrence as conspicuous features of subject matter, form, or technique. Literary works often contain recurring types of characters, turns of plot, specific forms of versification, or particular kinds of diction and style. For example, the Elizabethan braggart soldier, the languishing heroine of Victorian fiction, and the sad young men depicted in 1920s Lost Generation novels are all conventions of their respective literary eras. Additionally, conventions can be found in poetic styles like euphuism or in the use of petrarchan and metaphysical conceits. Even the extent of openness on sexual matters as compared to reticence in previous eras can be considered a contemporary literary convention. Conventions in structuralist criticism. In the most inclusive sense, conventions are viewed through the lens of structuralist criticism, where all literary works are believed to be entirely constituted by literary conventions or codes. These codes include genre, plot, character, language, and more, which readers naturalize by assimilating them into the world of discourse and experience. This means that even seemingly realistic literary works are constructed using a framework of conventions that align with the reader's perception of reality in their specific time and place. Structuralist critics argue that readers' familiarity with these conventions allows for better comprehension and interpretation of the text. Invention and originality. In contrast to conventions, which are based on established patterns and norms, invention in literature refers to innovative elements introduced by writers. Originally used in theories of rhetoric, invention meant the discovery of subject matter by orators or poets. In literary criticism, it came to signify originality and creative rebellion against prevailing conventions. Innovative writers like John Donne, Walt Whitman, James Joyce, and Virginia Woolf have challenged existing norms, producing highly original works that have been imitated by subsequent writers, leading to the evolution of literary conventions. The paradox of conformity and originality. The extent of conformity to pre-existing conventions is not inherently good or bad. It ultimately depends on the effectiveness of an individual writer's use of conventions to convey their ideas and emotions. The pastoral elegy is a convention-bound literary form, yet in John Milton's Lycidas, he demonstrated exceptional skill by infusing universal human experiences into the traditional pastoral rituals, creating a powerful and unique work. Conformity to conventions can provide a familiar foundation for innovation, and creative writers find ways to breathe new life into existing forms. The power of literary conventions. Conventions in literature possess significant power in guiding readers' understanding and enjoyment of the text. They offer a roadmap for effective storytelling and help maintain a balance between familiarity and novelty. However, there is a fine line between relying on conventions and succumbing to formulaic writing. Writers must strike a balance, using conventions to enhance their narratives while still infusing their work with originality and personal expression. The legacy of conventions in literary history. Throughout literary history, conventions have evolved alongside societal norms and values. What might have been considered conventional in one era may become obsolete or change over time. As literary trends shift, so do the prevailing conventions. Nevertheless, conventions continue to shape the way authors engage with their audiences, providing a dynamic and ever-evolving landscape for literary creativity. Conclusion. Conventions in literature play multifaceted roles, acting as both essential artistic devices and recurring features that underpin various literary works. Whether as tacit agreements between authors and readers, recurring patterns, or structural tools, conventions are instrumental in bridging the gap between reality and the literary world. While innovation challenges existing conventions, the power of these established norms cannot be underestimated. The delicate interplay between conformity and originality allows writers to engage with their readers in meaningful and imaginative ways, shaping the course of literary history. So this was the discussion on the term conventions. If you have any doubts or questions, you can ask them in the comment section, and we will meet in the next video with some other term. Until then, goodbye and thank you.